Here's a question to start with. Would you be interested in a 4-day work week? Metro UK reports that a group of 30 companies across the UK are testing it out for 6 months, and employees are not losing any of their pay. So do we think the 4-day work week is the way to go?
Well, I'd sure like to try it out. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. But some of those companies, Cynthia, apparently they've reported a 40% increase in productivity. And that's sort of, I'm stuck on that. And it got me thinking, do you guys know, I don't know if you do this, but before you go on a vacation that's longer than a couple days, let's say a week or 2 weeks, you're lucky to have that kind of vacation. And you are more productive than you've ever been in the days leading up to it. Like you stay at the office, you're getting all your ducks in a row, you're putting your out of office on, you have all your papers piled up, and then you leave and you go on vacation and you just have like the most beautiful feeling. I wonder if a 4-day work week is kind of like that. Like, and that explains sort of the increase in productivity. Huh?
Because you're happier?
Yeah, you're happier and you're like, I'm gonna get all my work done because then I get 3 days off.
Yeah, I think that's it, though. I think that a happy employee is a productive employee. And I think that one thing that we've been seeing in this pandemic is something that people have coined the Great Resignation. People in droves, like, leaving their jobs and just saying, like, if I'm not getting what I need, which is perhaps more work-life balance, then I'm out of here. Obviously, not everybody can do that, but there's a huge number of people who are doing that. So I'm wondering if this pilot goes well in the UK, and I'm sure a lot of countries are looking at this, could it be implemented elsewhere? Because it's kind of a win-win. You've got actually more productivity, less time with someone perhaps in the office or working from home. That means they're happier. That means they have more work-life balance, which means perhaps that's how you retain and keep really good talent. So I'm with you, Jess. I'd love to give it a try. I don't know what our viewers would think, but I'd like to give it a try.
But wouldn't the whole world have to change, though, too? Like, or many parts of the world? Like, if you have a 4-day work week, what do you do about school if you're a parent? I guess you're...
Well, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because my son the other day, we were talking and he was reluctant to go back to online school. And he was just like, why do we have to do school 5 days a week? I said, well, because I have to work 5 days a week. And he goes, why do you have to work 5 days a week? And I was like, yeah, I actually don't know. Like, who started that? And it turns out it's like actually been around in North America for a long time. And it was like an improvement from the 7 days a week that was expected at one point in time. So now we've just sort of stuck with the 5-day a week, despite the fact that technology has changed the game in many industries and really could allow people to work less. And I think that some people think, oh, well, this wouldn't work for every industry. And I think that is in part true. You would need a kind of bit of a shift. However, I was reading an article in The Atlantic today, and there was one business leader who came up with this idea where he took the team and broke them into half. And then half of them during one part of the week would work, I think it was something like 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. from Monday to Thursday. And the other would work those hours from Tuesday to Friday. And then the teams would switch schedules so that every day, either one team was getting a 2-day weekend, and then the next day a 4-day weekend, and vice versa. So we could do the show in that way. It would just mean that some days you get a long extended weekend and sometimes you just get a normal one. Just putting that out there.
I'm with all of you. I mean, of course, I definitely want to try it. They have tried it, though. But, you know, to your point, Jess, it's going to take a while to implement across all of our, like, social communities and the infrastructure of the world. Like, for example, you mentioned that holiday, right? Like, you get all the work done. Just now, you were like, you know, you and then you go away for 2 weeks. But then, screeching halt, what if you get on holiday and nothing's open? And that's what happened in Utah, because everybody's working a 4-day work week, right? Like, you know, that's what happened in Utah. They implemented it about a decade ago. And at first, like, yes, they saw that lots of people were happy with it and lots of people were productive. And yet then the complaints started happening because certain government services were not open on Fridays and they weren't able to access it. So, like, what I'm saying is I love this. But I think that it's just going to take a while to get all the checks in place before it works
But maybe not
smoothly.
everybody has to be the same day. And I guess, like you said, it's industry dependent. Like, if you're a government service, probably not having everybody have a Friday off is a good idea if people need to, like, renew a health card or something. But maybe it's alternating days. Maybe every person has their favorite day off, or that rotates so that actual offices keep running on what we would consider today as like normal office hours, but there are people or a person off that particular day or a few people off. I guess the question is like, what day do you get off? How does that get determined? And then what does that mean also for your kids? Because here's a perfect example. In many parts of Ontario, it's like legit a snow day, even though the blizzard was yesterday, because they can't clear out stuff enough to get kids to school today. So like my daughter is a full-blown snow day today. So like could today have been my one day off this week so that I could, actually be with my daughter? So is it flexible? Is it hard and fast? There's a lot of questions to ask, but it just sounds like we're all really interested in it.
It does sound that way, Mel. It's wishful thinking. We'll ask the genie if that wish can be granted. All right.